Today we're looking at solving quadratic equations by factoring. We're going to be using basically the zero property of multiplication. In our examples up here, it says that I have 8 times what number is equal to 0? Well, the only thing I can multiply 8 by to equal 0 would be 0. And it doesn't matter if it's a number or a variable. If I have some number times a is equal to 0, that means I have to multiply it by 0 as well. So therefore, if a times b is equal to 0, then either a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0, or they are both 0. So here it says factored form. So set each factor equal to 0, then solve. So here they already have it factored for. So I have each of these factors. I'm going to take each of these and set them aside. So here I have x minus 3 is equal to 0. Then I have x plus 4 is equal to 0. And I'm going to solve each of these respectively. Here, I got my little wall dividing each side. I'm going to go through, and the opposite of a minus 3 is a plus 3. So I get x is equal to positive 3, would make that a true equation. Next, I have my wall separating the sides. I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. And I find that x is equal to negative 4. So for this problem, x can either be positive 3 or negative 4, and that'll satisfy the equation. In number 2 here, I have 2n minus 4, set it equal to 0, 3n plus 5, and set it equal to 0. For the 2n minus 4 is equal to 0, I'm going to go through, and first I have my wall that separates the two sides. I'm going to add 4 to both sides of my wall of the equal sign. So I have 2n is equal to positive 4. I now have to divide by 2. And I see that n is equal to 2. Here, a little wall separating the two sides of my equation. I'm going to start with subtracting 5 from both sides. I have 3n is equal to negative 5. I now have to divide both sides by 3 to get rid of the 3 here. So n is equal to a negative 5/3. For our third example. In our third example here, I have my two factors here. My first one is x is equal to 0. Second one is x minus 2 is equal to 0. Most excellent. That one is done already. The one on the right, we do have to do a little bit of work to it. I'm going to go through and add 2 to both sides. X is equal to 2. So they're already factored for us. Just set each of the factors equal to 0 and then solve each of the one or two step equations. Looking at our next examples here, these we're going to have to go through and factor first. So looking at number 4, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take and multiply 2 times 28. And in doing so, I now have x squared minus x minus 56. And what can I multiply to get 56 but subtract to get 1? Well, I can multiply a negative 8 and a positive 7. I move my 2 to the right, So therefore, I have to now move it back. And I do so, since I multiplied, I have to divide. So I now have x minus 4. 2 does not go into 7 evenly, so he goes in front of my x, so 2x plus 7, and that's equal to 0. I can now set each of these factors equal to 0, so I have x minus 4 equals 0, 2x plus 7 equals 0. My equation on the left, I add 4 to both sides, x equals 4. My equation on the right, I subtract 7 from both sides, 2x is equal to negative 7. I divide both by 2. X is equal to a negative 7/2. Looking at example 5, in example 5 here, my leading coefficient is already 1, so I can automatically drop in. Put me an A and an A, and say, what can I multiply to get 24 but subtract to get 5? Well, that would be 8 and 3. Get a plus 8 and a minus 3, so I need a positive 5 when I add those together. I separated each of these. A plus 8 equals 0. A minus 3 is equal to 0. I put my divider. Subtract 8 from both sides. A is equal to negative 8. My divider. Add 3 to both sides. A is equal to 3. Looking at example 6. Example 6 is similar to example 4. I need to first move my 3 to the right. So I'm going to have now x squared minus 19x plus 18. So I can drop down now. X, I have an 18, and I have a 1, and they both get a minus sign. I now move my 3 back the other way by dividing. So I have x minus 3 and this one becomes 3x minus 1, and that's equal to 0. It's now been factored. I set each factor equal to 0, so x minus 3 is equal to 0, 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. Separate. Add 3 to both sides, and I come up with the x is equal to 3 is one solution. Here, separate. Add 1. 3x is equal to 1. Now I divide both sides by 3. X is equal to a positive 1/3. Solving quadratic equations by factoring. Good luck.